Hey, it's Krystal, the goddess, and I'm the creator and owner of the House of Divinity. And welcome to the House of Divinity podcast, a place where we have divine discussions, all about raising your vibration, activating and aligning your chakras, and really just tapping in and being your most divine goddess self. Now, let's get to the episode. All right. Hey, it's Krystal, the goddess. Welcome to another Dynasty discussion, okay? I am I say this all the time, but that's like, I really do be excited about just the things that I have to share with y'all. So, we have so much going on. You know me. I'm gonna keep my notes, okay? Basically, it helps me stay organized, okay? So, yeah, you are gonna see me with my notes today. I'm wondering something. I'm definitely wondering something. Okay, that sounds good. That's a good sign. All right. Okay, so welcome to Dynasty Discussions. So basically our Dynasty discussion is just a time where we come on live, we have a conversation, share some resources, give some updates, and just different ways to heal the mind, body, and spirit of all the gods and goddesses in our dynasty, okay? Who am I? Like I said before, I am Krystal, the goddess. I am the creator of the Healing House. I am, a goddess in everything that it stands up to. I'm just kidding. But no, I definitely believe in healing the mind, body, and spirit of every goddess that crosses my path. One thing I always say, go ahead and tell a friend. Tell a friend that we are on live right now. Go ahead and send this to someone that you know, okay? By the way, this is also going to be something very interactive. So grab your pen, grab your pencil, grab your notebook, your journal, wherever you write your notes, you're going to need it because you're going to be doing some work today. But those are two things, right? So go grab your supplies and then go ahead and tell a friend to join us. All right? Now I want to talk about why we're even doing this in the first place, okay? So our heart chakra healing series started because I'm going to get real transparent and I'm going to get real personal and just be really honest and vulnerable. But basically what happened was in personal life, right, there was some things that have happened with other people involved, right? And then I noticed I started to feel negative energy towards the situation. And it was going on for a while, okay? It was going on for quite a while. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, why am I so bothered by this situation? And one thing about me, I'm gonna have a self-reflecting, very honest conversation with myself. So I remember I was driving, this was last week. So I'm driving and I'm like, why do I feel this way? And I'm like, you know what? My feelings are hurt. Like, ultimately, my feelings are hurt by this situation. So I'm like, okay, why are your feelings hurt? Well, I feel betrayed. And I'm like, okay, so what are we going to do about it? Because we don't want to feel like this anymore. Anytime the situation gets brought up, anytime the people involved gets brought up, you feel this negative emotion. You feel like, like real nasty. And it's like, I don't want to feel that anymore. And the solution, I was like, okay, well, my feelings are hurt, which makes my heart hurt. So we need to do some heart chakra healing. Okay, we need to heal the heart. And that's basically when I shared it on social media, I had quite a few goddesses reach out, like, let me know the activities that you're going to do. Let me know what you're doing. They reached out just expressing like gratitude and me being transparent about that and just speaking on it, right? Because you don't see a lot of that side of people on social media.
All my crystal lovers, whether that's you or someone you love, I have the perfect gift. Shop our manifestation crystal tumblers. We have the largest selection of crystals to choose from. So no matter what you're trying to manifest, whether it's love, joy, peace, protection, we have the crystal perfect for you. Whether it's your zodiac sign. I know how much we love our zodiac signs. Shop the crystal tumbler that matches your zodiac sign and get the healing that you deserve. Healing in 1, 2, 3 easy steps. Fill your tumbler with water. Allow it to sit 20 to 30 minutes so that the water can absorb the vibration of the crystals. And then after that 20-30 minutes is over, you drink the water, step 3, and the water inside our bodies matches the vibration of the water that we are drinking, and it will internally raise your vibration and activate your chakras and activate the cells within your body. So shop the largest selection now, perfect for fruit-infused drinks, teas, and of course water. Shop now and get this healing delivered right to your doorstep. See you in checkout.
Yeah. And the reality is, even in this healing space, you know, people that practice any type of healing, it's not that we have it all figured out, that we don't experience things. It's that we are navigating these things in a different way so that it does not affect our mood or our lives as intensely, right? Just trying to stay in control of things. And again, just being solution oriented. Okay. So that is the why behind this series. And again, I don't want to forget things. So I try to write things down. And if you haven't already, go ahead and grab a journal, grab a pen, because we're going to get into some things. All right. Let's see. So first things first, let's talk about your heart chakra. Okay, so I told y'all that I am a Kemetic Reiki practitioner. So Kemetic being ancient Egypt. And in ancient Egypt, or in Kemet, we don't call this your heart. We call this your Khepra or your Khepra, okay? And we don't call it your chakra. We call it an Aritu. So this is our Khepra Aritu or Khepra Aritu. But rolling that R, that makes it stronger. And you'll notice if you do it, you hear that like more intense vibration. When you say heart chakra, I mean, you feel a little something. But when you say your Khepra, 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 you feel that zzz, that buzz, right? It's like, I can literally feel it on my chest, okay? So we are going to be working on our Khepra or our Khepra Aritu. And that is our heart chakra, okay? So your heart chakra is located in the center of your chest. It is associated with the color green. So if you are on my email list or the Dynasty email list, you would have noticed you got a little email today reminding you about tonight and reminding you that, or giving you a little tip that wearing green is going to help bring forth that heart chakra energy. Is going to help boost all the activities that we're doing, okay? It's going to help balance your heart chakra, okay? It's going to attract that vibration, okay? Because all colors carry vibration, all right? So that green is going to really help with your heart chakra. Now, it's green. So it's in the center. Think of like a green orb. That's kind of what I always think about, like a green glowing light. So that's our heart chakra. That is our energy center in the middle. One of our major energy centers, which is in the middle of the chest. And then what does it control? It controls how we feel about love. It controls how we feel about acceptance. It controls how we feel and show compassion. Okay? So we want our heart chakra to be balanced, right? When it's unbalanced, you experience those things that I mentioned before, which is like feelings of jealousy. You find yourself holding grudges. You find yourself just feeling like you're carrying this heavy load, right? This heavy feeling on your heart. You feel this negative emotion. You find yourself just really struggling to trust people, okay? So how do you know if it's balanced? It's opposite all of that, right? But there's also a thing of being like overstimulated, right? So let's say like, instead of saying you don't trust people, you do trust people. But maybe you're too trusting in the sense that like you're not judging what's right for you. Or let's say like you're loving, but you're too loving. So now you're overexerting yourself, running yourself low. You don't want to do that, okay? There needs to be that balance there. And so if you're here today, chances are something about that unbalanced heart chakra resonates with you, okay? Chances are you probably ultimately need to work on forgiveness, which is what I kind of feel. Because regardless of if the other parties involved know the harm that they've caused, you're going to have to forgive them for yourself, okay? And so that could be one of the reasons you're here. Maybe you feel like you know there's a situation that has been heavy on your heart, so you are feeling like you're ready to let that go, all right? And you're ready to release that, and maybe that's why you're here. But if any of that speaks to you, you are in the right place, okay? Because this 7-day heart chakra healing series is definitely going to work on balancing that heart chakra, okay? And in the long run, it's going to give you some activities or things you can do whenever you do start to feel that heaviness or that weight on your heart. Okay, so let's see. In Kemet, we have something where we say we want to live according to the laws of Ma'at. Goddess Ma'at, she's the goddess of justice, righteousness, and peace. You'll see her with the scales. And we see her with the scales because what we do is we balance the heart, okay? And we say that we want our hearts to be light as a feather. So if you're feeling like, you have some emotional things happening that are weighing you down, if it's weighing you down, your heart can't be light as a feather. And so today what we're going to do is, and even this whole week, we're going to do some activities/exercises that are going to help lighten that heart, okay? So that you can live in accordance with Ma'at, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's see. All right. Y'all ready to get into it? I hope so. By now, you should have your paper and something to write with because I've said it quite a few times. So I hope you have your writing utensils. Step number 1 is a very, very, very important step, okay? I won't say the most important, but it definitely is because you cannot do all of the 7 steps or the 7 days without step number 1. I mean, some of y'all will, but no, it's a very important first step, okay? And this first step in this whole journey of healing your heart is acknowledgement, all right? The theme of today is acknowledgement. Now, if you're here today right now, shout out to you because you've already accomplished the first part of step 1, okay? You've acknowledged that you have something weighing heavy on your heart and it's time for you to release and alleviate that, okay? So shout out to you, okay? Because so many times, we ignore the fact that there's something actually bothering us. So many times we brush it off. We're like, I'm good. That was me. I was like, oh, I'm cool. Everything happens for a reason. This is what I needed. I'm good. And yeah, you are right. Everything is going to be okay. But you cannot not acknowledge the fact that you are affected by it, right? So if we never, and I just seen like a meme about this anyways, but if we never acknowledge the fact that we experienced that hurt, how are we going to heal? Okay, and that's ultimately why we're here. So shout out to you all for acknowledging that and being ready to move forward in that journey, okay? And like I said, that is the theme of today, is acknowledgement. So what we're going to be doing, your activity for the day or your exercise for the day, perfect timing. Your exercise for today is writing a letter to self, okay? You are going to be writing a letter to self where we are going to be acknowledging the hurt, all right? Now, before I even get started, and I actually have a few little things I want to put up here. Okay, I'm not ready yet. But I do have some things for the background. But before we get started, I want to encourage you to embrace discomfort, right? Because reflecting on situations of the past or situations that cause us any type of trauma or negative emotions can be hard and difficult. So understand that you may be uncomfortable, okay? I want you to understand that it is okay to cry, scream, shout, be angry as you go through this process, okay? And I'll tell you right now, we're not even gonna do this on camera because this is a time you're gonna need to reflect on this on your own to really be able to be honest with yourself and express yourself completely, okay? So don't worry about doing it now. We're not gonna do it now. I'm gonna give you the tools and this is gonna be your homework, okay? But the classwork is to collect all the knowledge. So I wanna encourage you, I also wanna remind you that while you're doing this, you may feel a physical reaction in your body, okay? You may feel hot, tingly as you experience these emotions of anger or sadness because basically you're going to be reliving whatever it is that bothers you. You're going to be reliving whatever it is that has caused you to feel that heavy weight on your heart, okay? And I want to encourage you, when that happens, to pause. And I'm intentionally using the word pause instead of stop because I want you to pause and take some deep breaths from your diaphragm, not your chest. Take some deep breaths from your diaphragm. Take that moment to recenter yourself, and we'll talk about breathing later this week. But go ahead, take some deep breaths, and then get back into your letter, okay? So you are going to address this letter to yourself. So for me, I would say, Dear Krystal, the goddess. You can do first person or third person. I would recommend third person so that you can have a conversation with yourself, okay? You are talking to yourself, okay? So I would say, Dear Krystal. And now I can go ahead and bring up my photos. Let's see. So the first thing that you are going to want to do is reflect on a past situation. We can do one situation at a time. If there's a few situations that you want to work on, feel free to reflect on different situations. But for me, like I said, there was one thing in particular that occurred within this past year that has been like stifling and, you know, just following behind me like a tail. So I know exactly what I'm going to be reflecting on. So reflect and just think about this past situation, okay? And after you start to think about this past situation, we're going to go ahead and move on. And what you're going to do is give yourself permission to feel, okay? So, hang. You're going to give yourself permission to feel, okay? So, if I'm writing this letter, Dear Krystal, and I'm thinking about the situation, and I can just straight out say, like, I give you permission to feel whatever it is that you're feeling in this moment, okay? You have permission to feel, because a lot of times we hold on to that, or we like put up this roadblock and we're like, wait a minute, I don't want to feel that, right? Some people feel like it's weakness. Some people are just not ready to. Some people feel like it's easier to sweep things under the rug, but you have to give yourself permission to feel these emotions first, because we are all having this human experience and we are going to feel emotions, okay? It is energy. You're going to feel it. You're going to react to the things that people do and to life around you. So give yourself permission to feel, write it out, affirm to yourself that you have permission to feel, right? Whether it's first person or third person. And then after you give yourself, by the way, feel free to screenshot these to keep for yourself so that as you're writing your letter, you know exactly what you're doing, okay? So definitely feel free to screenshot this. I'll smile. No, I'm just playing. So give yourself permission to feel. After you give yourself permission to feel, you are going to write down the situation that happened. But the thing about this, I'm strongly urging you to write this in the past, okay? We are not trying to speak this into the future, but we are acknowledging what happened. You can be as detailed or as vague as you like, just for the sake of writing things down, right? But for me, you know, you might say, Dear Krystal, I give you permission to feel this, and this. I know there was a situation that happened in the past where XYZ, and you can leave it at that, okay? So say what happened, just so we are very clear about what's going on. If you want to speak on multiple situations, maybe there's a few things that you need to get off of your chest, and you wonder where they say get it off your chest, right? Because you need to release that, right? Or lighten that load or that weight on your heart. But write down what happened. So for some people, it may be therapeutic to write down all the details, right? For some people, again, you might feel like you don't want to relive it, but the whole point of all of this is to go through it, okay? We have to push through it to get through the other side, right? To get to the lighter load, to get to the balanced heart chakra, or the balanced Chakra, Aritu. So definitely go ahead and write down that situation. And then after we write down the situation, let's see. You're going to write down, how did it make you feel? Okay? So this is going to require you to be just honest with yourself. This letter is to you. Dear Krystal, right? Because I'm writing mine in third person. Again, you can write yours in first person. I know when that happened, it made you feel betrayal because blah, blah, blah. You know, it made you feel hurt because it made you feel angry, frustrated, whatever it is that you felt, write that down. Explain why. Basically, we're having therapy with ourselves, okay? So explain what it was that made you feel that way. And again, the more honest you are, the more beneficial, or the more you will gain from this exercise. Because again, remember, day one is all about inner work, okay? So you can half-sit if you want to, but you're just going to be cutting yourself short, all right? So you're going to write down how you feel, how that made you feel, right? That whole situation. And then again, you can give yourself permission to feel. This is a good place to say, you know, it made you feel like this, and that is okay. It is perfectly okay that you felt hurt, because whether someone else's intent is to hurt you or to harm you, they cannot control how you receive it, okay? So this could be a good time to give yourself more permission to feel that emotion, because there's nothing wrong with feeling the way that we felt, right? And now here's where things take a slight turn. Now we're going to talk about what lesson did you learn from this experience, okay? What lesson did you learn? Because believe it or not, whether we are happy about it or not, there is something to be learned from everything we experience, right? I always say I'm learning something from everything in life. Nothing's ever a waste of time, because I'm going to pick something out of an experience and learn from it. So what you're going to do is think about, well, what lesson did you learn from that? You felt betrayed. Okay, what did you learn? I need to work on my discernment. Sometimes my issue a lot of times is I need to listen to my first voice. I need to listen to that voice, because you ignore that voice and then you end up in a situation that could have been avoided, and now you're mad. And sometimes ultimately I'll be mad at myself, because you knew like the voice was trying to tell you, right? And you knew. So think about, what lesson did you learn? That lesson is going to look different for all of us, okay? And maybe you learned more than one lesson. Maybe I learned I don't need to be around people for a while, and then maybe you were a child, right? And maybe it was something that you learned that you can use into adulthood, because there's so many things that we experience and we take with us and we carry. And especially as a child, if you don't take the time to acknowledge these things, we just going to carry that load right on through. Now, here's where we're going to keep going. We went up the hill. Now we're going to keep coming down. You're going to express gratitude for that lesson, because without that lesson, you would not be the person that you are today. Even though it caused you some hurt, even though you are pissed off, angry, frustrated, sad, whatever the case, without that, you would not have learned the lesson. You would not be the person that you are in this moment, at this very, very moment. So we are going to express gratitude for this lesson, for that lesson that it taught us, okay? I know it caused some pain, and sometimes just saying, I'm grateful for this lesson because it taught me this. I'm grateful for this lesson because it made me stronger. I'm grateful for that lesson because think about what would happen if you hadn't learned that lesson. You'd be still going through similar situations, right? So at least you can recognize things. And ultimately, we are going to close with some comforting affirmations. Now, one thing I didn't mention that I want to mention is, depending on the situation that occurred for you, and depending on, the people involved and when it occurred, this could very well be some inner child work, okay? Because speaking to yourself about a situation that happened when you were younger can be very beneficial to your inner child, okay? And you're going to see that even more right here. We are going to close this letter with comforting affirmations, okay? So comforting affirmations, again, my letter's in third person, so I might say some things like, you are strong, you are courageous, you are powerful, you are intelligent, right? Because maybe something happened when you were like, I was so stupid to fall for that. Nuh-uh. So as a lot of my friends will say, babe, you're not stupid, right? So give yourself those comforting affirmations. Whatever comforts you. And again, like I said, if you were younger when some of these things have happened to you, then you might find this to feel like inner child work, which it is, because you're going to comfort that inner child and let them know that it's okay. We learned something from it. We're a better person now. We're better goddess. But definitely, we do not want to end without that positive, comforting affirmation to nurture us, because healing the heart is a journey, honey, okay? And it ain't gonna be the prettiest all the time. It's not gonna be the easiest to deal with, because some of the things that we are dealing with is just heavy, okay? But we are taking a step in the right direction. And like I said, this first day is just the inner work. Before we do anything else, we gotta start on the inside. And that is why the theme of today is just acknowledging. We're acknowledging the hurt. We're acknowledging the pain. We're addressing it. And like I said, this is for you. So you're gonna write this on your own. Give yourself as much time as you need. Tomorrow we are also gonna be doing some inner work. So you're also gonna wanna bring your journal and something to write with. And again, I'm gonna set it up for you and I'm gonna lob it over in your court, and then you're gonna go ahead and do the work. And I know it's kind of late, right? So maybe you'll do it tonight, maybe you'll do it tomorrow if you have some time. Maybe you'll do it later, but at least you'll have all the activities in order. All right?
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the House of Divinity podcast, where we have divine discussions for the gods and goddesses that are looking to raise their vibration, activate and align their chakras, and really just tap in and be their most divine goddess self. So before you go, I want you to go ahead and check out our e-commerce store where you can shop custom crystal jewelry, crystal home and beauty, healing essentials. Go ahead, if you're in the LA area and you want to come to one of our healing events, click the website below, House of Divinity by KTG.com. Check out some of our events. Check out, some of the merch, which should be available really, really soon. But go ahead and really just look around. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see y'all later. Bye.